In this module, we will look at TCP IP configuration. The module objectives is to be able to configure TCP IP for local access to your device, remote access to your device, and look at basic security concepts. A few words on setting up local access to your device. The next few slides will cover changing the IP address of the Ethernet port on your computer. The example shown is based on Windows 7 operating system. The goal is to have administrator access to the device, for example a UCX system, for configuration control. The subnet of your computer and device must match in order to communicate locally. If you have a 192.168.1 subnet, then you can skip over changing the IP address of your device. Now I will walk you through the steps on changing the IP address of your Ethernet port. Okay, so from the main screen, we're going to go over to the Start menu, and we're going to click on Control Panel. From this menu, we will go to Network and Internet. Up here is Network and Sharing Center. We will click on this. On the left-hand side, there's something called Change Adapter Settings. Click on that. Right-click on the appropriate Ethernet connection and select Properties. And we see here we have Internet Protocol version 4, and we will click on that and click its Properties. We're going to use the following IP address. In this case, we're using 192.168.1.175. As you can see, the subnet mask automatically populated, so there's no need for us to type in the Class C subnet mask. For our default gateway, in this case it will be 192.168.1.1. We will leave the DNS server empty for now, and we will click OK. How to configure a network for remote access. The UCX remote access feature allows support of UCX systems remotely without requiring opening ports on the customer premises firewall. Access is provided by a centralized open VPN server secured by client certificates on the UCX as well as the connecting PC. To use the remote support, you will need to have an open VPN installed on your Mac or PC computer. Additionally, you will need to have the UCX support package installed on the UCX and register the UCX for remote support. Please contact E-MetroTel support to request for a user or partner account to access this feature. Securing your network environment with complex passwords. Setting up complex passwords are good practice. They usually consist of at least 8 characters, which would contain at least 1 capital letter, 1 number, and at least 1 symbol, such as the ampersand or pound sign. Appropriate _1 contains all the elements of a complex password. The more complex the password, the harder it is to crack. For example, the password Texas_1 takes 3 minutes to crack. By capitalizing the first letter, Texas_1 takes an hour to crack. Complex passwords should be implemented on all of your devices. Access control lists are a list of access rights to a device that has a particular system object. This can include file directories, admin access, or particular TCP ports like the Internet. When dealing with ports, creating an access control list that denies all outside traffic from entering the network is a great practice for security. Access control lists can also be applied towards the allowing or prohibiting certain TCP and UDP ports from being used. You could deny a computer from using port 80, which would deny using a large portion of the internet. Firewalls are a system designed to manage and prevent unauthorized access in and out of a private network. Firewalls can be implemented as software, hardware, or as both. Firewalls screen every piece of data going through the network and determine whether to allow or deny pass-through. Firewalls can make decisions on filtering traffic based on previously identified addresses or allow data transfer through a particular port. The firewall is usually between the private network and the internet. This ensures a hacker cannot access the private network directly. This concludes the module, and I hope this has been helpful.